This is your Math Gal, Julie Harland. Please visit my website at yourmathgal.com, where all of my videos are organized by topic. This is video 6 in our series of solving equations with parentheses, and we have quite a doozy here. Lots of grouping symbols. So you might want to just try this on your own first and check it by putting the video on pause and taking a stab at it yourself. All right, so here we go. We're going to need a lot of space here. There's a lot to do. So on the left-hand side, we've got some brackets, and within that, we've got some parentheses and a distributive property. So let's start off within the brackets by distributing this -2 to what's in parentheses. So I'm going to copy the 4 bracket 3x, and now I'm going to distribute this -2, right, to what's inside parentheses. So that gives me -2 times 2x is -4x, and -2 times +1 is a -2. And I can go ahead here, I have minus parentheses 3 minus x. I'm going to have to distribute that negative sign. So that's basically going to change the signs of what's in there right now, giving me a -3 and a plus x. We're down to the equal sign. Now we're working on the right-hand side. So I have to distribute the minus sign here as well through what's in parentheses. So I get 6 minus 7 minus x. All right, back. Now, we haven't at all simplified the left-hand side of this equation. So we need to simplify inside the brackets first, and we've got like terms, the 3x minus 4x. So I copy the 4, and inside the brackets, 3x minus 4x is -x or -1x. You could put -x or put a 1 in front of it. And I copy -3 and plus x. On the right hand, we can simplify because I have 6 minus 7 are like terms, so that's a -1 minus x. Okay, now this brackets here, it's the same as if it were a parentheses. I now need to distribute the 4 to what's inside the brackets. You could have changed those to parentheses or left it as brackets. So we have 4 times -x is -4x. And then 4 times -2, that's going to give you a -8. And I can copy the rest of these. And I could leave this as -1 minus x. I'm going to write it as -x minus 1. That's just my personal preference. I like to write the variable term first and then the constant. And on the left-hand side, I can finally combine like terms. And be careful, when you see this x here, that's a 1x. So when you add the -4x plus 1x, that gives you -3x. And then I've got a -8 and a -3 here. That's a -11. And over here I had a -x minus 1. So now we're ready to get the variables on one side and constants on the other, because I've eliminated all the grouping symbols and I've simplified each side as much as possible. So we could put the variables on the left or the right. I'll go ahead and put it on the left. So I'm going to add x to both sides. And again, remember, even though you don't see it, that's the same as adding 1x. It's up to you whether you need to see that coefficient or not. And so if I'm going to have the variables on the left, I need to get rid of this -11 by adding 11 to both sides. And that leaves me on the left side with -3 plus 1. That's the new coefficient of x will be -2x. And on the right side, -1 plus 11 is 10. Almost done. All we have to do is divide both sides by the coefficient of x. Don't forget the -2. Don't put just +2. We want to know what x equals. And we get x equals -5. Oh, at least we didn't get a fraction for our answer. So it shouldn't be too bad to check this. So hopefully this is correct. Now, it's so easy to make mistakes as you go through this, with your distributive property, or maybe copying a number down wrong or forgetting a minus sign, whatever. That's why it's so important to check your answer and make sure that's really correct. So let's do that next. You might want to try it on your own first. Okay, here we go. So let's just work on the left side first. We're going to plug in -5 in place of x and do order of operations. So so I had this 3 times -5 minus 2 parentheses, 2 times -5 plus 1, and then the brackets, minus, and then 3 minus, there's another place I have to put in x, 3 minus -5. All right, now to simplify this, again, I have to work in the innermost grouping symbols first, so I still have this 4. Now you could do the 3 times -5 here because that's not going to affect anything inside this parentheses. So that's a -15 minus 2, but you do not do the -15 minus 2, correct? You're going to have to do this multiplication, this -2 times what's in the parentheses in a minute. 2 times -5 is -10 plus 1. All right, so I've simplified inside the parentheses partially. I've done the 2 times -5, and I've also done this 3 times -5. And now, on the right-hand side, 3 minus -5 is the same as 3 plus 5, which is 8. I don't really need to put that in parentheses. I could just put 8. All right, we still have to simplify within these brackets by doing inside parentheses. -10 plus 1 is a -9, so we get a -9 in parentheses. Keep copying. And now inside the brackets, I have this multiplication. Make sure you don't do the -15 minus 2. So again, we're just going to keep copying here. 4 brackets, -15, and now I've got -2 times a -9. That gives me a plus 18. And we still have to simplify inside the brackets, but we're getting pretty close here. We have -15 plus 18. At this point, you could keep the brackets, or you could use a parentheses, or you could just use, a time sign, a little dot. But we're going to have 4 times 3 minus 8. Order of operation, we do the 4 times 3 first, 12 minus 8, and that's 4. So a lot of steps to simplifying when you're plugging in -5. Takes almost as long as doing the problem. Let's see if the right-hand side simplifies to 4. So we're going to put in -5 for x. And that gives me 6 minus, now what's 7 plus -5? Well, that's just 2. Now, you don't need to keep a parentheses around it. You can just write 6 minus 2. And 6 minus 2 is 4. So yes, when you plug in -5, you get the same number on both sides, so that must be the correct solution. So this is the correct solution. And if you want to write that using more formal set notation, you'd say the solution is -5. We know that's really the correct solution to that problem. This is your Math Gal, Julie Harland. Please visit my website at yourmathgal.com, where all of my videos are organized by topic.